Fiji, 300 islands stretched across the South Pacific. Clear blue water, fine beaches, sunshine and friendly people. Is this fantasy or reality? Well, it became real for 3 women from the northeast of England who moved here after they applied for jobs to work abroad. They were all happy to go anywhere they were needed in the world, Africa, India, China, but no, they ended up in paradise. Alison Dunn is 55 and a widow. She's lived in Gateshead for the past 17 years and originally came from Huddersfield. After doing social work with children in Yorkshire for many years, she applied to work for voluntary service overseas because she wanted to travel and work abroad. Likewise, Julie Amos and Yvette Park, social workers from Cleveland. They both wanted to work away from Britain. They now live on the outskirts of the capital of Fiji, Suva. How did you come to be here?
We've known each other for some time in England, and just socially discussing sort of our hopes for the future, we found out that we both wanted to do voluntary service overseas.
Julie, what exactly is your job? What do you do here in Fiji?
Well, my title is Training Coordinator for the Department of Social Welfare for Fiji. Previously, I'd worked in North Yorkshire Social Services Department, which is a very large county with very large distances to travel from workplaces. But to come and cover the whole of a country is quite scary at first, and I suppose it still is.
I'm working for the Fiji Disabled People's Association, which has a headquarters in Suva, the capital, and we've opened 6 branches, but they're not operating very well because they haven't had much training and support. So my job description was saying that I had to go out and help the development of these branches. And part of my job description actually said that I must be confident in small boats.
What did you make of that?
I was really excited by the thought of it because I am confident in small boats, luckily.
You were perfect for the job.
I had 5 years to go until I retired, and I was very interested in travelling. And for quite some time I'd thought about could I combine the two. And in the end I felt I either had to do it now or I was never going to do it. I wondered actually if I'd left it too late and that really I was too old to do it. So that took quite a bit of doing to actually complete the application forms to VSO, but actually it's one of the best things that I've ever done, and I'm really glad now that I got on with it and did it.
Fiji's small population of less than 1 million is scattered across the islands. The majority live on the main island, also called Fiji. It's where the government is based and where VSO has most of its staff. They're working with the government to improve the quality of life for the islanders, especially those who are disadvantaged. Suva, the capital, is where Alice and Julie and Yvette work. It's a busy city with a working harbour. Because of its position on a peninsula, it manages to get twice the average rainfall for the area, so tourists generally keep well away.
My vision of Fiji was a country where very rich people came on very expensive holiday. So I was really quite puzzled as to why VSO should think it was an appropriate place to come. They were very good and sent me a lot of information about Fiji. I got books out of the library and started to read a great deal. So I then began to become very interested in the idea. And yes, I think I have been very lucky to come here because it is a very beautiful country, but it's certainly a country that is developing and it has its own problems.
The root of many of these problems lies in the fact that the British colonised Fiji in the 19th century. They brought in people all the way from India to cut the sugar cane, and now Indian Fijians make up nearly half the population, which has caused political unrest in the past decade. What did you expect when you applied for the position? What did you expect particularly when you knew you'd got Fiji?
Well, everybody's idea of Fiji is an island paradise, and I've got to admit it was mine too. But then I knew that VSO only posted people to developing countries, so started to read about what Fiji was like and discovered it may be an island paradise in one respect, but not in another.
They arrange for volunteers to spend time with families, and I spent 5 days with a Fijian family, 5 days with an Indian Fijian family. That was extremely helpful. They're very, very different peoples. The customs, culture, family life is very, very different. There are some conflicts between the two cultures. So again, that was very helpful in understanding something about that.
To start their day in the South Pacific, Julie and Yvette leave the house about 7:30. They take a local bus to work, quite a difference from living in Britain. Hi, you two. Good morning.
Morning.
So this is travelling to work Fiji style, is it? Yeah. The journey takes about 45 minutes. This really is getting to grips with Fijian life, especially for a foreigner. Julie left behind her family and 2 sons who are 20 and 24 to come to Fiji.
Did you find it hard to leave your family behind?
Yes, it was difficult initially, but it was very pre-planned. My family were supportive, and let's face it, it's a good place to come and visit, and I'll be able to go home. And one of the things that I said to Mum when I first told her that I was coming here was, "It's all right, Mum, it's not the other end of the earth," and actually it is.
Along with Alison and Yvette, Julie is only here on a 2-year contract. After that, all 3 women can go home again if they want to. This means they have to be very specific with their goals.
One of the things that I hope to achieve is for somebody local to be able to take over the role of training coordinator, because training is an ongoing thing. It's not just something that you can come in and do over 2 years and then leave. So I'd like to see somebody by the time that I leave in 2 years' time doing my job.
I would like to have enough Fiji disabled peoples groups around the whole of the islands, so that they're not relying just on a central point, that they can provide services at a local level.
Right, welcome to the Fiji Disabled People's Association training session.
A real learning experience for me has been around people with disabilities, how they have adapted so well to their own rural surroundings, and have to be flexible and strong within their own communities to survive.
A large part of Yvette's job is to visit people in their homes and help them organise associations for other disabled people. We went to visit one of the villages she goes to often.
Really positive person, and he's a real leader within his own community. He had this very serious accident and has ended up with quite a bad disability, but he's still a really enthusiastic and energetic person.
When you visit a village for the first time, according to Fijian custom, you have to make an offering to the chief, known as a sevu sevu. Traditionally, the best gift to present is a kava root, which is later soaked in water and turned into yangona, the Fijian national drink. This ceremony is always conducted when a sevu sevu is presented. In effect, it says your visit is officially recognised by the village.
And there's lots of different, very small things that are difficult to remember sometimes, like walking into a Fijian village. You should have your legs covered and take sunglasses off, not put an umbrella up or carry a bag on your shoulder or wear a hat, because everything chiefly is above your shoulders and head.
The traditional Fijian way of life continues in the villages, whilst the cities have become westernised. Society here is based on people sharing. In theory, this applies to your income, building homes together and looking after everyone in the village. Penny is trying to help the other disabled people in his community.
In my village, we don't have any association for the disabled people. We have about 40 to 50 disabled people in my village. So at the moment, we are trying to do some fundraising just for my disabled friends who are in the village. I want to help them. I want to buy some wheelchairs and give it to them.
What difference has Yvette made to what you're doing here?
Yvette have to come down from the office right to the village and visit us and tell us about this, and this. And now we are looking forward, so we will be having a training here in our village next month. And Yvette will be here for 1 week. So we want to thank Yvette for the big help to our branch.
The headquarters for the Department of Social Welfare in Fiji. This is where Alison works. She applied to VSO as a social worker and was given a job working with children's homes on the island. It's quite different from working for social services in Yorkshire.
I think really it's the extremes which are very, very different. I mean, one is the very up-to-date computer, and then we go to the fact that often we cannot get hold of very, very basic equipment. Something like a flip chart stand we cannot get for love or money here, and that can be quite frustrating at times.
Is there a more laid-back attitude to working here?
Well, I think that's one of the very, very nice things, that people are very relaxed, but quite often when I felt quite tense and anxious about getting work done, people have said to me, don't worry, it can sort itself out. And I think we can learn a lot from that. It isn't unusual. Actually, occasionally you will find people asleep at their desk. I've never actually done it myself yet, but I'm working